Hello, good evening and welcome back to TTTV. It is Saturday evening. It is week number 2 of the completely brand new Project Cars 2 League Formula C. It's round number 2 from Snetterton. It's on the Snetterton 200 layout, and as usual we've got the 2 races as normal, starting straight away with the sprint race, which is 15 minutes long and will be held under medium clouds. Afterwards we will then go into a qualifying session of 15 minutes for the feature race. There's a point available for pole position, and that will be under some heavy clouds. And then the 35-minute feature race, which has a mandatory pit stop as well, will be held with light rain transitioning to medium clouds. So we have a wet race to deal with tonight later on, and that is really going to put some spice into the action this evening. We're just waiting on the final couple of drivers coming in. I believe Maximus has been having a few issues for some reason. It seems to be connecting and then disconnecting, so hopefully we're getting underway, which is good. Real quickly, while we transition into the lobby, I will give you the championship standings after last week's first round. So I tweeted out earlier that Jero was the championship leader. I was wrong, sorry. I do apologise to Mick Kinda for you. He is actually the championship leader on 53 points after taking the feature win and 4th place in the sprint. So he's on 53. Jero is on 45, having taken fastest lap and pole position for the feature and the win in the sprint race. Finished about 7th in the feature race after losing 2 wheels at 2 separate points in the race and managing to still get back to pit lane, so well done to him for doing so. Lyronix is only 2 on 42 points. They completed the podium for the feature race last time out, and obviously you can see here completely randomised grid, so we wait for the drivers to just drop in and get proceedings underway. Alan Kay's in 5th on 40 points, and then it's a 12-point gap to Plaster on 28. Ben's on 23, Sean and May's tied on 20, and Maximus rounds out the top 10 on 11 points. So we've got the feature race coming up here in just a moment's time. We're just waiting the drivers readying up, and we will be getting underway with proceedings as always. Straight into things. Feature sprint race of 15 minutes. Keep an eye on that timer at the top there and you'll see that changeover, and here we go, it has done. So we've got Mays getting pole position, Plaster in 2nd, Maximus gets for Jero in 4th. Keep an eye on him, he's been very quick in qualifying. And we're underway for the first time this evening, and Maximus has got a brilliant start there. Plaster's already up into 1st place as well as they head towards Ritchie's for the first time into turn number 1, and Plaster leads the way. Maximus up the inside into 2nd. A little bit of contact there behind between Jazza and the Crusher Bro. Brand new driver to the series. We've got a car off the track there in the background. We run for, oh, huge incident. That is Sean missing his rear wheel, and Mick Kinda for you, the championship leader, minus a front wing, and Sean is going to struggle to get back to pit lane there with those 3 wheels on his wagon. It's not the greatest of starts for him, but Plaster leads. The Crusher Bro has managed to make his way up into 2nd position, but Jazza is right behind him as well as they come into Brundles, and look at that, that is Crusher Bro and Jazza both sneaking up the inside. We've got a huge incident in the background though, and not sure who that was. They're just trying to work through it. It's Lyronix who's lost his front wing, colliding with somebody there, and he's dropping back down the field. He's going to have to head for pit lane. No mandatory pit stop obviously in the sprint race, as Alan Kay just avoids any damage, but Crusher Bros managed to make his way through into the lead. Jazza in 2nd place, with Jero managing to make his way through into 3rd. Ben's in 4th but heading for pit lane because he has minus a front wing, so that is going to promote Mays up into 4th place. Alan Kay to 5th place. As you can see here, the carnage, all the drivers coming in is Ben, Lyronix, we've got Plaster, Mick Kinda for you, Maximus coming in as well. Sean's retired from the session, so not a great start for him. Spaghetti, Spag and Chips there in the comments saying geez, indeed, absolutely, gee whiz, not sure what went on there. You may see some of them going to the stewards later on. But the leader is the Crusher Bro, brand new driver to the series here this evening, and he's put himself into 1st place already, coming up into Brundle and Nelson's here, and he's got himself 1.8 seconds clear as he heads towards the bomb hole. Very quick 4th gear corner through there. And Gero though is catching up to the back of Jazza. Alan Kay's not far off the back of Mays as well, as everyone else is coming out of pit lane. Such a short lap here around the 200. It's only 2 miles long, incorporates most of the old circuit that used to be here years ago, as Gero makes his way into second place due to a mistake there from Jazza at the last corner into Murray's, and that puts the Spaniard up into second place. Jazza down to third. Mays and Alan Kay are still fighting there. Fourth and fifth, we've got Maximus sixth place, Plaster in 7th, Lyronix back out in 8th, Ben's back out in 9th, and McKinda U still in pit lane there and finally underway. He is now a lap down in 10th place. We're going to follow the action here between Alan Kay and Mays as they come up to the hairpin at Wilson's, named after Justin Wilson, who is obviously a protege of Jonathan Palmer, who owns the Snetterton track under his MSV holdings. And obviously Justin lost his life tragically at an IndyCar race at Pocono a number of years ago, so the corner named after him. But Alan trying to see if he can get close enough coming up to Brundles here. Maximus has had to come into pit lane as well, so he is now into pit lane also. There's no mandatory pit stop in this race, so that has got to be for damage. He's obviously had some kind of incident there. It's dropped him into pit lane, as Alan Kay still trying to keep up with Mays. He's really close here as they come into Coram and heading up to Murray's. It's a very tricky braking point here into Murray's because it's still turning. Well, you want to start braking, and they take it very gingerly through there so they don't have any problems. Meanwhile, Lyronix has caught up to the back of Plaster. He's going to try and draft his way down the front straight, the back straight here, down the Bentley straight and fall low. He's going to have to drop back into the slipstream to try and do it. And you can see Plaster going a little bit defensive. Lyronix having to look to the inside. Does he fancy himself? Not much of a braking zone into Brundles. Plaster's lost it completely there, backwards across the spaghetti, across the sausage curve. He's somewhere over there in the distance, and we jump onto the camera and you can see there he's allowing those through. Back on the track, just lost it through Brundles, and then over Nelson's across the sausage curve backwards, and he's lost a place there, and that is Gero going through to lap him. Bedge Crusher Bro is in the lead still by 3 seconds here at the moment. That is Ben up ahead there, who's about to go a lap down as well. So already, due to the multiple incidents on the first few laps, we're already seeing lapped cars, as McKinda for you is right on the back of Maximus, because Maximus has just been off the track at that same part there at Nelson's, and McKinda for you gets through just before the bomb hole, heading into Coram now, and he's now up into 9th place. His next target is Plaster after his wee airborne incident there across the curves. Gero 3 seconds behind Crusher Bro, who is in the lead of this race. We know the Spaniard's quick. I was in a lobby earlier on with him, and he's got some very quick times, doing 1 minute, under 1 minute 10 in some places as well, so going to be very, very interesting to see. But Crusher Bro, bit of an unknown scenario for us here, brand new to the league, but he's showing at the moment he's got some really good pace in that car, a 1 minute 11.5 last time by, and that means that he currently has the fastest lap of the race, which is worth a bonus point, remember. So bonus point for fastest lap and a bonus point for the pole position in the qualifying session for the future race. So he's looking good at the moment to take 25 points for the victory. 9 minutes to go. Alan Kay's catching back up to Mays, having dropped off a little bit earlier on, and he's trying to make his way back through. Excuse me. Coming through the bomb hole. You can see the way it's cambered, and that's caught Alan out on this occasion, but he managed to keep it all together in the 33 machine on the grass. But he's back on track now. Going to have cost him a little bit of time there to Mays. He's going to try and catch that one back up. Meanwhile, that there in the background is McKinda for you, who is a lap down on these guys. So he's trying to make his way back up through the field. We know he's quick. He obviously won the feature race at a bit of a canter last week as well. Got into the lead with a brilliant move into turn number 1 and made his way, disappeared up into the distance. Never really seen much of him after that. Into the 6th lap already, but McKinda thought about a move there to try and unlap himself on Alan. Alan will probably allow him to go, knowing that he's much quicker in terms of pace. Maximus back into pit lane again. He's missing another front wing, So it's a very oh, he's overshot his pit lane as well. He's going to have to reverse that one back. Not what you want to be doing, especially when I'm catching you on stream. So that's the second time he's been into pit lane. Now look at this, McKinda for you's right behind Maze as they come up towards the bomb hole. Alan Kay's got the perfect view. We jump on board cockpit camera. You can see McKinda for you there going through Coram, getting up the inside to unlap himself as Gero sets the fastest lap of the race on a 1 minute 11.3. And here comes Alan there, dropping down the gears nice and easy on the brakes. Very easy to lock up there. You can see he's running no sits at all. And yet overshooting the pit lane we've seen from Maximus, it's very easy to do. I've done it myself, as much as I hate to admit it. I have done it myself, trying much too hard to get in the pit lane quickly. Oh, that's a car off. That was Maze there, who was off the side of the track. So that's allowed Alan Kay through into P4. Coming up, it says Montreal, but it's now renamed Wilson's. And he's got through, but Alan then off the track as well through Chapman, named after legendary Colin Chapman, that corner. Now we're going to have a drag race down the Bentley Straight. Who's going to get down to Brundles and Nelson's first? Who's going to be in the prime position to take the position? We're on board with Maze here as we come through Brundles and into Nelson's. Takes it nice and easy down to first gear. You can see McKinda for you there in the background. In fact, it wasn't McKinda for you, sorry, that was Maximus just coming out of pit lane for the second time, losing it nearly. Managed to collect it together this time though. Still the battle between Alan Kay and Maze goes on. Maze back one. Okay, Alan. That's going to give Mr. Kay a bit of reprieve there, the Crusher Bro. Still leads the way, that's in the background. Try and get his lap back off of the race leader. And it just shows you, in fact, no, sorry, he's not actually, I'm getting mixed up. That was, who's in that other car? I keep forgetting, there we go. It's actually Lyrox, sorry, who's just been lapped. To do apologise, I get cars, even though I've got one in front of me. And the Crusher Bro, nearly 4 seconds here, and looking pretty good with 5 minutes to go in this first sprint race. For 25 points at the moment. He's just set the fast 1 minute 11 dead, 6 times clear of Gerald's lap time by. So you're in the 22 car, struggling to keep getting the blue flag as Gerald comes up behind him. The Spaniard took victory in this new league last week in the sprint race at Alton Park, and then had an eventful feature race where he lost a tyre twice during the race, but he managed to get it back to pit lane and still managed to carry on, and he managed to score points still, which means he's second in the championship. So he'll be pretty happy with that one indeed, but at the moment unless he can find some pace for somewhere, he's going to have to settle for second place. Meanwhile, McKinda for you has managed to close up to the back of Plaster. Plaster spun coming through Wilson's, and that's an easy move from McKinda for you as Plaster drops down the field down to 9th place now. He's got plenty of time over Max, but that's a car with minus a wheel there. We've got a car minus a wheel. That is Jazza. Jazza has missing a wheel. Look at this. On the chase cam you can see nothing there. And I wonder what's happened to Jazza. He's going to try and get it back to pit lane, because obviously to finish the race gets you points. But 3 wheels on my wagon, and he's going to drop down the field. I wonder if he's either spun it or just crashed into the back of someone. Very, very, very interesting there, but going on. He's trying to make his way back pit lane, staying out of the way at the moment. It goes through into 5th place. Ben will come through in just a moment's time. Here he comes into 6th position. That'll put Jazza down to 7th. And McKinda for you will be up behind before long to take over 7th place as well. So Jazza heading for pit lane minus a front wheel. He's going to try and limp his way back to pit lane so he can try and finish the race, and that way he'll get some sort of points for finishing, and that's what he's trying to do. It's exactly what Gero did last week in the feature race, and it got him 7th position in the end. We'll jump away from Jazz's slow return to pit lane. You see Gero now, he's dropped to 4.4 behind Crusher Bro, so looking like a pretty decent debut so far for the new driver. He's running 8 assists at all. It's one of the leagues where we do allow assists on traction control and ABS. It's up to yourself, but Crusher Bro running none of them at all. Gero's running a bit of both. Alan K's running none. He's currently now in a podium position due to all of that with Jazza. Maze is running traction control and ABS. You can see I run this with ABS. Ben's running at all. Plaster on traction and ABS. Just about lane is running none. So it would probably lead something towards it. He might have spun off. And Maximus is running both traction control and ABS. If you want to get involved, do give us a shout, because there is still a space or two available. Love you to have you along. And you could be getting the broadcast treatment next week. You can see Jazza there finally into pit lane. And as long as he gets back out of pit lane in time and stays in control of the car, he will be able to finish the race. It will drop him all the way to the back of the field though, because Maximus will be going through very shortly once he's got by. Stays out of the way there off the Crusher Bro, who laps him one more time. Into the final minute, so we're going to have at least one more lap to go in this sprint race. And it's looking pretty good for the Crusher Bro to take a debut victory in the league. Give him 25 points. Looks like he's got the fastest lap of the race so far as well, so that'll give him an extra bonus point for that as well. Good bomb hole. Coming up to Corden. Timer under a minute now, so when he crosses the line he'll be starting his final lap. Gero still trying to chase him down, the Spaniard. There's going to be some decent points for Gero. 22 in all for taking second place. Alan K's on for a podium. He's currently got 7 seconds over Maze, who's in 4th. Who's got Lyronics trying to chase down an 11-second gap before the end of this race, but that's a long way to go to catch that one. But if you look at the lap times, a 1:17.5 for Maze, a 1:13.2 for Lyronics, so you just think if Lyronics had cut another lap, he could read right in the back of Maze before long. You can see Maze just going through there in the distance as well, so he's not as far away as you'd think. But coming down the Bentley straight for the final time as the clock ticks down to 0, and the Crusher Bro heading up towards Brundles and Nelson for the final time on the brakes, nice and gingerly there. It's so easy to lock up. And he's going to take the flag here as he comes through the bomb hole. That's Alan K up ahead, so he's going to lap everybody, I believe that's Alan K anyway, is it? No, it's not Alan K, it's Plaster, I do apologise. So he's lapped everyone up to Maze, I do believe. So that is Maze, I believe, in the background. Crusher Bro comes through the final corner of Murray's. He's weaving his way down the centre straight, and he takes the victory here for the first race of the evening in the sprint. Crusher Bro is your victor. Gero is going to take second position, and good result there for the Spaniard. To be happy at least to take that. Alan K is just starting his final lap. He's going to come through for third. Maze finishes 4th a lap down. Lyronics couldn't catch up, he finishes in 5th place. Ben is going to take 6th position, which I'm sure after the incident in the first lap he'll be pretty happy with. Mick, kinda for you, having got caught up early on as well, he's coming across the line now. He's going to take 7th position. Some points to go with his championship lead that he's got at the moment. He comes across the line, take that 7th place. Plaster's already gone across the line, he's in 8th. Jazza in 9th, and looks like he's just managed to build himself a hover car. Don't you love physics? And Maximus will finish in 10th position. That's just absolutely brilliant. Hover cars are us. Minus the front wing as well. He's going to get to the line. He might not want to do that though. He crosses the line in control, and that means 9th place, and he'll score some points. So end the race number 1, and it is takes and the bonus point for the fastest lap. Gero in second. Alan Kay takes finish out the podium. Mason 4th, Lyronix 5th, Ben in 6th, McKinda 7th, Plaster in 8th, Jazza 9th, Maximus takes out 10th, and Sean, having lost his rear wheel on lap 1, DNFs and unable to finish the race. That's the first race done of the evening, and now the lobby will change over in just a moment. Once Alan's clicked the buttons, he'll change it over so that we have qualifying and the feature race. Now, as I say, qualifying 15 minutes, and it's going to be under heavy cloud, so it's going to also have an effect on the track temperatures as well. And then the feature race will start under light rain, so it's going to be something different for the drivers that they've not had to deal with yet so far in this series. Having a wee look through the chat, Crusher Bro Racing dropping in, he's quite happy obviously, as you can imagine. Jack Stewartson accidentally opened the screen record menu and lost control of the car and smashed the wheel straight off, so that will have been Jazza obviously. I've done that as well actually. I cost myself a DNF in an Apex Online GT3 race at the Nürburgring like that, so yeah, that will be fun. Ben saying should be interesting pit stop strategy. It will be, because it will transition from the light rain to the medium clouds during the race, because it's going to be sync to race. So it's going to change over, but it's then a case of it dry up enough to make for slicks at the end, as Crusher's just put. Who will risk it? It's a very Crusher Bro put in there. Slicks at the end. It's going to be an interesting one, and that's what's going to make this race really, really interesting, because how quick will the track dry up is going to be the interesting scenario here. And if it does dry up, who comes in when? You're going to see a lot of people holding on as much as possible to the last minute to pit, so they only need to pit once. Man of Steel talking about his man Jazza, Delboy, and he's Robin Reliant. 3 wheels on my wagon, indeed. Delboy Trotter's machine coming through, but he finished the race and got in place, so he'll be happy. At least he's made points by finishing, and that's what you need to do in this series. You need to finish the race. If you don't finish, no. If you get control, if you're in control and finish the race, you get points. That's what you want to be looking for. So just waiting on Alan, making sure that everything is all set up. Let's have a wee look and see what we've got. Just looking through the chat, see what anyone else has been sent. Yeah, Maximus mentioning in the chat about him missing his pit lane. Unfortunately for you, Maximus, we've seen that on the stream. McKinda for you, spinned and crashed into someone on the grass, so that's actually what caused him problems during his race, where we've seen him into pit lane, so not good there. He'll be hoping to do the same last week in the feature race, where he was able to take 3rd on the grid and then managed to get a great start and into the lead for turn 1. And we're hoping to do something very similar tonight, or preferably put it in pole position. That'd be an ideal scenario, of course, would be to get the pole position, because you get the bonus point for that as well. But now we can take a wee bit of a moment here for the qualifying session. Now we can actually, we can jump on board with one of the drivers. You can see them there, all sort of sticking the noses out there as if they're ready to go. And remember, not much needs to be done here because it's default setups. There's 2 default setups. One's called stable, one's called loose. So that is what your choices are in this series, and that means that you don't need to be a setup whiz if you want to get involved. And obviously we're having the available assists as well, a little bit easier also for you. Crusher Bros, the first one out on track. We've also got Lyronix out, Ben's out on track, Maximus, McKinda for you, all out on the track at the moment. Crusher Bro, the winner in the sprint race, is going to be the first. So he's weaving down the Bentley straight, trying to get some temperature into those Avon tyres. Remember, the series mirrored slightly on the British Formula 3 series. The only difference is where the British Formula 3 series would be racing on the 300 track, we've dropped it down to the shorter tracks, so we can have a lot of fast and frantic action. plus we're going to Zolder and to Hockenheim, Rockingham and Spa, because Spa would be far too long. Anyway, here we go. We're going to jump on board and finally enjoy a lap of the Snetterton 200 track, 2 miles long, hence the name 200. We're coming down the Senna straight, heading towards turn number 1, which is Richie's. You see behind the Crusher Bro there doesn't even brake at all there at turn 1, keeps it in 5th, drifts his way through up to what's said is Montreal, but it is actually Wilson's nowadays, down to 2nd gear, through Chapman, which is the left-hander there, and now onto the Bentley straight, coming back up the gears. This is also where you have the chance to slipstream your rivals, coming down into what is a tricky braking zone here for Brundle, which is a left-hander. You're getting on the brakes, downshifting as well. You want to get the car straightened up as quick as possible for Nelson. And through there in 2nd gear, now into the bomb hole. And watch the way this cambers and dips down. Really quick corner, keeps your attention going, puts your eyes in stocks if you're not careful. And then into Coram, which is a never ending right-hander, with braking for the final corner of Murray's. Missed the apex, but it won't be too fussed at that because he's managed to get it slowed down to get around the corner, heading towards the line. First lap on the board. What's it going to be from the Crusher Bro? And it's a 1 minute 9.506. That's a very quick lap time indeed. Yours truly could only ever manage, I think it was a 1 minute 10.9 is the quickest I ever managed, so he's doing very well there. Ben into the 3 seconds down on a 12.5 as Lyronics goes into a 12.3. Maximus coming through now to set his lap time. Like kinda for you a 1:16.8. I don't see that being representative of what he can actually do. Maximus goes across with a 16.2 to put him into 4th at the moment. Here comes Sean, who will be hoping for a better race this time round. Got caught up in the incident in lap 1 and lost his rear wheel, had to retire, could not make it back to pit lane. And he goes across the line. Where does he go? He goes up to 4th in a 15.7. So the driver's taking it easy just to find their feet in here. As Alan Kay goes across in 6th place with 16.5. Gero decides to come into pit lane. Is doing a bit of gardening on the Norfolk grass and stays out of the way of the car coming through behind, which was McKinda for you. So 7 drivers have set a lap so far. Crusher Bro's going through to set another lap time at the moment. McKinda for you coming into Murray's. Hard onto the brakes, gets the apex quite nicely there in the 59 car. Heading towards the line. Can he improve? I'm expecting an improvement here in a 16.8. Definitely got more speed than that, and he does. It's a 1 minute 12.8, so decent lap time there. As Jazza goes into 8th place in a 17.7. Ben's putting another lap with 12 minute 2. And Lyronics has moved into 2nd with a 1:11.8. But they're all at least 2 seconds down on this man, who's stamping some sort of authority on proceedings tonight so far. Going to the lead in lap 1, and a little bit of a push through on Ben's rear wing in the first lap, but nothing that looked too untoward, and then got into the lead into Brundle, and he never looked back really. And so far, as he heads towards the line to complete his latest lap with 10 minutes of qualifying to go, and he's still at the top of the standings in a 1 minute 9.506. Ironics heading through to complete his latest lap. Started tonight in 3rd place in the championship behind Gero and McKinda for you. And it's an improvement for Lyronics. It goes into a 1 minute 11.1. Ben improved as well. Well, 1 minute 11.3, but then pushed right back down to 2nd straight away by Lyronics. Jazza's off the track somewhere. He's in valid lap time. He's trying to get off the car behind, which is Gero. It does a 25.1. That's definitely not representative of what Spaniard can do. Across the line. Maximus heading for the line in 7th place. Missed his pit stall during one of his pit stops, but doing a lot better at the moment. 7th place still at the moment. Sean's heading for the grass, and well out of the way there of what I believe to be Ben. In fact, no, it wasn't Ben, sorry, it was oh, who was it? I don't know. Yeah, Sean staying well out of the way. Ahead pit lane. Alan Kay just He's now in 5th place, but kinda for you, up to 4th place coming through the... We're hoping for an improvement here. You can see car in the back, which I believe to be Mays, it is indeed. This will be his first lap time as he comes through Coram. Let's watch McKinda for you coming through. You can see Jero in the background as well there. We'll be hoping to improve on that 9th place. Got pit stops, people coming back at the pit lane. Lyronix is in, Crusher Bro is in. McKinda for you across the line. He does improve, but it's not an improvement on his position. He stays in 4th. Mays crosses the line, still not got a lap time on the board yet. And Plaster's still in pit. Deciding he wants to leave it until the lap coming out. Jazza going through. Richie's at turn number 1 as fast as he possibly can. Gero's put himself up into 4th place for his latest lap time of 1 minute 12.0. I know he's definitely got more pace than that. So we'll need to keep an eye on what he does to carry on. Sean's in pit lane, so that'll be Mays that Gero's going by. Well, enjoys everyone being under the TTG banner. It means it's hard to tell who's who as Jero looks to the outside of Mays. Mays gets out of the way there, probably realised what was going on. Jazza has decided to join them off the track there and do a bit of grass cutting in sympathy. Crusher Bro's back out, he's just behind those two gardeners. Paul Sitter got 1.5 seconds over this man Lyronix at the moment. Ben's invalidated his current lap time going off the track. Gero's done the same. He's well, he got that way to Norwich. If he keeps going like that, I'm sure there's an airport there, but maybe he's going to get back home quickly. Alan Kay's in 6th place, coming through the bomb hole. Just over 6 and a bit minutes to go. You just see the bumps there. Very easy to unsettle a car. Alan puts it up to 5th through Coram. He's got a car ahead, which I believe to be Lyronix. He manages to get it slowed down from where he keeps it in 3rd gear to avoid the wheel spin, so it's going to obviously cause him a bit of a slower run out of the corner. He heads for the line to see if this is an improvement for the Irishman, and he doesn't improve at the moment. Like kinda for you going through the 1st sector there as Ben comes through the final corner in the AQI machine. 111.3 at the moment. Any improvement from Ben? Nearly forgot what to say. Throws it into Richie's there. Oh, no commitment. And he slams the brakes on. Trying to avoid the lockup. He's not using the full pressure off the braking to avoid locking up, because that'll just send them straight on, possibly to the scene of an accident. Plaster's still in pit lane. I wonder if he's just decided to start last, maybe, who knows. Mays goes across the line, improves on his time to a 16.9, but he stays in 10th position at the moment. Maximus coming through to complete a lap at the moment. He is in 9th place, just about gets it into Murray's. He's got Alan Kay coming up behind him. He's about across the line as well, so Maximus goes across the line. Does he improve on his lap? It is a small improvement from Maximus, but not good enough. Alan Kay didn't improve, he's still in 7th. Here comes Sean into Coram. You can see the car just wanting to understeer a little bit there, just needs to get it in a bit tighter, and then onto the brakes for Murray's. Very gently done. And back in the power, 115.2 to beat for Sean as he heads to the line. And he's not improved on that lap time, so maybe invalidated it somewhere. Jazza has invalidated himself again. In fact, he's back into pit lane and straight back out again. Ironic still pounding round the track. Crusher Bro's invalidated his latest time there. You can see him kicking up the grass on the exit Murray's. He's going to try again, see if he can improve. And Lyronic's doing a bit of grass cutting as well. It's such a tricky corner down there at Brundles to get it right. So you're starting to turn into that left-hander, you're braking, you're starting to downshift the next corner, which is a right-hander. Weight transfer is all over the place. It's very easy to get it, very easy to mess up there. Oh, excuse me. So he's going to have to try again. Ben has beat his time at the moment, so Ben's put himself up into 2nd, a 1 minute 10.0, now within a half a second off the Crusher Bro. Crusher now getting a bit of competition for the pole position. Ben goes across the line, he's not improved this time by. That's a car off in the background, that will be Jazza. Running wide to stay out of the way of Crusher Bro, who's coming through to complete his latest attempt to improve on a 1 minute 9.5. Into Murray's, easy on the brakes, gets the car turned in nicely there. The number 2 car heading for the line. Is it an improvement on a 1 minute 9.506? Let's see as he crosses the line. He's not improved on this one. Jazza goes across the line, he won't improve because he was off the track obviously. Ironics coming through Nelson's in the bomb hole. Ben is not too far off there. Here comes McKinda for you. 2.5 seconds down at the moment. Unable to improve on his time there. Mays goes across the line, he's still down in 10th. Maximus about to complete a lap now. 4 seconds down at the meantime, and he heads for pit lane, so he's had enough of that one. As Lyronics heads for the line, can he take second back off of Ben? Not in this attempt, he cannot. Alan Kay keeping an eye on the stream at the same time as being on the well, he's not on the track right now obviously. There he is in pit lane having a wee watch. Eyes boggled by the 1 minute 9.5 from the Crusher Bro. Very quick lap time indeed. Here he comes, speaking off the pole sitter at the moment. As it stands at the moment, if he can take pole position, he's got a chance of doing a complete grand slam of this evening's pursuit. 1 minute 8.7. Whoa, that is a fast lap time. If your eyes were boggled, Alan, at a 1 minute 9, I'm sure they'll be standing out and falling down at the moment. But at 1 minute 8.7, he's just found another 8 tenths of a second on that lap time. Phenomenal pace from Crusher Bro. That's incredible. Ben's going to have to try and respond to that in some way, shape or form. Is he going to be able to do so? Coming up to Murray's. We're into the last minute and a half of qualifying. He heads for the line, you can see the fuel coming down. His last drops. He crosses the line and he doesn't improve. He improves a little bit, I think, 1 minute 10.0. Gero coming through Corum now. What can the Spaniard do? Can he get up there? As I say, I was in a practice lobby with Gero earlier for a very short bit. He came into pit lane and he was doing 1 minute 10.1s early doors, so he's definitely got pace. I think he was concentrating on the wet weather performance though, because he did manage, if I remember correctly, a 1 minute 13 or so. Oh, Ironics completely messing up through Brundle and Nelson's. I'm sure Gero done a 13, 113, 114 in the wet. So don't count him out yet, as it won't be over yet. It's like Lyronics is trying to make his way back to the start and finish line as quick as he can so he can get one more lap in, having made a mess up there through Brundle. I think that's Ben in the background, it is indeed. So Ben's making his way back towards the start and finish line as well. They're going to get at least one more lap in, these guys. They're going to get across the line in enough time. Lyronics still on a 1 minute 10. Ben crosses the line, still on a 1 minute, both in 1:10, so second to fourth, pretty close together. This man is just showing everyone up at the moment though. He's not going to make the line as the checkered flag comes out for the end of qualifying. The Crusher Bro heads towards the start and finish line. Surely he's not going to be able to improve in a 1 minute 8.7. If he does, I might just eat my hat, and I don't have one. He's unable to do so, so he's not able to get by. Ben's dropping out of the way. Lyronics is on a fast lap. Jazza's heading for the line. McKinda Hughes coming up not far behind. Mays and Plaster heads for pit lane. So where is Lyronics is there. McKinda for you goes for the line as Jazza decides to come into pit lane. So can McKinda for you, championship leader coming into tonight, can he improve in a 1:11.9? No, he cannot. Lyronics coming through, going across the sausage curb. He's not going to be improving on his time. Mays across the line now, does improve but not by very much at all, and Maximus for some reason just coming out of pit lane. But the session is over. So the Crusher Bro, fastest lap in the race, winning race number 1, takes pole position for race number 2, and that's another bonus point for the newcomer in his debut. And you can see there a 1 minute 8. Where is he making most of that time? Most of that time is sector 1. He's making a good, he's making half a second through sector 1. He's making about half a second through sector 2 and about 3 times through sector 3, so he's making a good few bits there. Ben in second, Gero third, Lyronix is in fourth, Jazza in fifth, McKinda you 6th place, Alan K in 7th, Maximus 8th, Mason 9th, Sean 10th, and Plaster didn't set a lap time. He'll start at the back of the field. Now, this is where we have the interesting bit. Now it's race time, and as you can see, it's raining. So we've got 35 minutes ahead of us. It is a light rain, and then it will transition into medium clouds, and it is synced to race, so it will stop raining at some point during the race. Will it dry up enough for slick tyres? That is going to be the question, and I think if that does come about, we're going to see a flurry of pit stops all in one go. Hopefully everyone can get through the first corner. That would always be good, because we have quite a few cars in pit lane at the end of lap 1, so hopefully everyone makes it through without much problem. But Crusher Bro in pole position, Ben in second, Gero third, Lyronix fourth, and Jazza rounds out the top 5. So we're just waiting on the drivers readying up in the lobby. Hopefully they all remember to hit the ready button, because if they don't, check it out. This is TTP Cars here on TTTV. If you do want to get involved, drop onto Twitter at TT_P Cars. Still a couple of places up for grabs if you want to join us on Saturday evenings and have a wee race around in these fantastic little Formula C cars. Obviously, the series is brought to you by Weak Wi-Fi Solutions and alogo.com. And Weak Wi-Fi Solutions for all your Wi-Fi problems, and alogo if you're looking for any thumbnails and graphics done as well. Of course, we thank them for their continued support, and especially on the graphics that you see up on Twitter for this series. Hopefully the driver's about ready. Here we go, and everybody's readied up, which is always very, very useful. So we have 35 minutes ahead of us. The last time tonight we are underway, and it looks like Crusher Bro's got a good start. Who's that jumping through the field? Jazza's got a brilliant start there, up to third position already, ahead of Lyronix and Gero as they come into turn 1 for the first time. Can everyone make it through cleanly? Kinda in 6th, there's Sean in 7th, for Maximus 8th. Alan Kay's dropped to 9th, Maze and Plaster round out the field as they come up to Wilson's for the first time, and that's Lyronix trying to make his way through there. Ben's ran pretty wide. That's not going to be any help at all, and you can see that the timing standings have failed on the right hand side, but I don't need them right now as Ben powers down in second position. You've got Lyronix, Gero, you can see McKinda for you. We're going to jump onto the cockpit camera. Look at the spray, you can hardly see what's going on, and we're going to have a few cars going side by side into Brundles. This could go very wrong indeed. There's a car off in the background, there's a car sideways coming into Nelson, there's a few more going through as well, there's a car off also, and we pick it up and Lyronix has came through. Ben's still in second, Jazza up to third, Sean 4th, Maximus now 6th, Alan Key, Gero in 7th, so he's dropped down there in amongst all that, so that's what would happen to him. We then got McKinda, you taking over 9th place from Maze and Plaster in 10th. Unbelievable stuff. Lyronix is off at the Murrays for the first time. Jazza followed him off as well, and Crusher Bro nearly 5 seconds clear at the end of lap number 1. He's decided to check out pretty quickly indeed. Ben second, Lyronix third, Jazza fourth, Maximus holding 5th. There's Alan Kay though, fancying these chances at the back of Sean as they come into Ritchie's for the second time. That'll be a brave little move there from the Irishman, but he's got it done. Jaro's gone off onto the grass, Sean's off as well, so maybe a little bit of contact there between the two. They were pretty close going into Ritchie's. It's dropped the Spaniard down the field, but he's still got at least all his wheels on at this time round, because last time that wasn't the case. Jazza trying to slipstream onto the back of Lyronix, coming down the Bentley straight. You can see the sun is poking its way out through the cloud. Just having to drop the spray there so you can see where he was, find his braking zone, and then coming into Nelson's, gets the car slowed down nicely. Drop back, that is Maximus jumping across the curb as Alan Kay has got McKinda for you in behind, and then we've got Sean going off, Maze has gone off as well, Jaro is going to get himself back up into 9th position there, thanks to Matey's mistake. And that's going to allow Sean now to be the one to experience the possible wrath of the Spaniard, and much quicker out of the bomb hole, and an easy move there for Gero to get by TTG Sean into the final corner. Go across the line. Ironics is still trying to chase down Ben. Jazzers fell off the back a little bit. Maximus still holding on to 5th at the moment. McKinda for you will now be trying to make his way through. Sean obviously having been passed there by Gero, which is now 7th and 8th. Mays in 9th, Alan K 10th, and Plaster a lap down and got a missing front wing as he is lapped by the Crusher Bro at this early stage of the race. I've made that mistake. McKinda for you's not far off the back of Maximus. We'll come back to that in a minute, because Alan K is about to have a go at Mays one more time possibly. McKinda for you trying to close up to Maximus. By this point last week, McKinda for you had done the exact same as what the Crusher Bro's done at the moment. Disappeared into the distance. Ironic still trying to chase down Ben to come through the bomb hole. And McKinda for you looked like he might get the better run out there, but he's not able to do so. Maximus holds on to 5th position for now. Coming into Corum. And that's running wide there from Maximus. McKinda for you is going to sneak up the inside into Corum, get the place done before the braking zone. It's just a case he can't get it slowed down now. He's not done it too greatly, but Maximus has followed him up in sympathy. And that's going to be the place for McKinda for you. And we've now got a freeway scrap developing for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Plaster's made the pit lane, and that means he has made a pit stop. So if he feels he can get the tyres to the end and it doesn't dry up enough, then he doesn't need to pit again. We're going to need to follow this for now. Ben, Ironics and Jazza 2nd, 3rd and 4th, as Mays and Alan K too far off the back of Shaw. You see the wee explanation marks drop up at the side. That tells me who's closest when the drivers are within a second of each other. You see Ironics here catching the curb through Brundles. Jazza flying across the curb there. He needs to be careful, he could end up damaging his car if he's not careful with that one. Alan K still behind me, so you can see these two battling for most of the race. Jazza coming through Corum now. And you see Ironics has ran wide through Corum. They're struggling for grip, gets it turned in. You've got to watch for these puddles. It's so easy to make an error in these puddles, and they can spin you around in a hurry. And you can see Jazza's just trying to keep the slipstream, but at the same time see where the braking points are. He's trying to look for them. He's gone into that a bit narrow there, but he's managed to get it turned round thankfully. I'm just going to stay on board here with Jazza for now, because I want to point out, see if there's any puddles, because sometimes puddles can get themselves formed up in the inside of corners, and it's the most easiest thing to just spin the car around. As we've got another pit stop going on, which is for Sean, so he's into pit lane now, is Sean. So we've had some damage, I would imagine, because it would be far too early for slick tyres. Coming into Brundles here with Jazza. He's ran a bit wide there, but he's managed to get it turned back. Ironics using the sausage curve. Don't want to be doing that now. I want to see through the bomb hole here. Is there a puddle formation just with a dip in the corner? No, there's not, so I'm quite surprised at that. Sean in pit lane. Alan K still trying to close up to the back of Mays. Jazza and Ironics still trying to chase down Ben through Murray's. So we go on to lap number 6. 28 minutes still to go here, but this man, there he is, 18 seconds clear already. Just absolutely dominating performance so far from the Crusher Bro in his series debut. And he jumped down the field a little bit because Mays is catching up to the back of Maximus, who's got Alan K in behind as well, so we'll need to keep an eye on that battle developing as well. As Ironics has dropped off the back of Ben just a little bit at the moment. It's going to allow Jazza a chance to just try and slipstream down the Bentley straight. It's quickly keep an eye and see if he gets close enough at all into here, but keeps it together. Oh, he's gone off onto the dirt. That's going to slow him down. Gets back on track. Lucky to get away with that one there. Meanwhile, down in 8th and 9th, Mays and Alan Kay resume their battle from race number 1 in the sprint race. They're going to try and do it all over again. We've got Maximus not far ahead either. Ironics catching up to Ben. Oh, Ben's lost it coming out the final corner. That's going to be an easy move there for Ironics possibly. He's got the better speed and he is through into second place, so a mistake there from Ben out of Murray's. Caught the curbing and the grass on the outside, just spun the wheels up, and that puts Ironics through into second position. So Ben now has to try and attack, and he's going to do it straight away, coming up to Wilson's, who's going to be braving the brakes. Can he get the move done? He's up the side. Oh, there's a contact there. That could be damage for either one of them. Just locking up into the corner. I'm sure Ironics won't be too chuffed at that one. Ben's managed to get the place back. Mays is not far off the back of Maximus, who's got Alan Key behind as well, so similar scenario as I say going on as they come down towards turn number 1. Ironics trying to catch up. Oh, the car twitching its way. He's off! He's off! Onto the grass, and that's allowed Jazza through into 3rd position, and Ironics still off at the moment, still struggling. Has he got damage possibly from that move up the inside with Ben locking the brakes? You see the puddles on the inside of Coram there. And we'll see if he comes into pit lane end of this lap. Jazza's looking pretty quick at the moment, no? Right onto the back of Ben pretty quickly as Ironics heading for pit lane. No, he's carrying on, so just a mistake made by the 59 car. Meanwhile, Maximus still got Alan Kay and Mays trying to close up to him. As he comes through the bomb hole, here comes Jazza. Is he going to try and do what Ben did to Ironics last time by? Oh, so close to going into the back of him there. He's got a great run out. Oh, huge contact! Huge contact. We're missing a wheel. Driver missing a wheel there, and that is that'll be Ben who's missing a wheel, and it's a rear wheel as well. That's going to be a hard one to get back to pit lane, if at all. And just got a better run, Jazz, out of the corner. Ben couldn't do anything, and that's going to be a DNF, because that's going to be a real struggle to get back to pit lane. And such a shame they're just caught up on the exit. And Jazz has got to surely maybe got some damage as well, maybe some suspension damage. It's McKinda for Hughes obviously made his way through, so he's now up in the 3rd position. Ironics now safely into 2nd, but half a minute down. As Alan Kay, Mays and Maximus go past Ben. He's still trying with all he can to get back, but he's just going to burn the engine out and it'll just blow up before long, and he's now came to a complete stop. And that is possibly, he's trying to just anything he can to get it going as Sean comes past, plasters a lap down. Such a shame for Ben though. He was running up at the front end of the field. Contact made between him and Jazza. It spun the two of them round, and the rear wheel on that 65 car comes flying off, and that one is going to be a struggle to move in any way, shape or form, and that's pretty much out of the race. If he can get it back to pits from there, I might just give him driver of the day just for that. Jazza goes past the man that he just caught up with. Man of Steel saying lucky for Jazza. He is, he's lucky he's not got any damage to that car, because that was a big hit. He just got a better run out of Chapman. Caught the back, the rear of Ben's car went underneath Jazza's, and the rear wheel comes off. It's such a shame, because it was looking like it could have been brewing up to be quite a good battle as well. Jazza's able to carry on, but he's dropped to 4th place. Possibly some damage, we never know, it's hard to tell. We certainly can't see any physical damage on the car, and you can see the rain has stopped in terms of falling, at least anyway, so only slight spits dropping down now onto the Snetterton track. Jazza fancying a look to the inside there of McKinda for you, but has to back out of there into Ritchie's on lap number 10, 22.5 minutes to go. into Wilson's. This is where he just locks up there, gets wide. That's not what you want to be doing. The other lap by, you got a much better run through there, better run out of here, and that's where the incident happened. You can see, although the rain still falls a little bit, I thought it stopped. The sun is definitely out, and that will start to dry the track up. Now, will it dry it up enough before the end of the race? We could see the last 5 minutes where it is absolutely bone dry, and that could be a very interesting prospect indeed. Jazzart's pushing it a bit too hard again there as he runs wide coming out of Nelson. That's going to cost him time to make kinda for you. Here's your race leader though, and amongst all that, 35 seconds clear of Ironics. It's the Crusher Bro, and fastest lap of the race as well, a 1 minute 14.9 from him, and no assists to go with it, so showing phenomenal car control. That is Ben, I believe, who's managed to get the car rolling in some description, getting better traction on the grass. So that's what he's doing, he's running it round the grass because it is actually working much better through the grass area. It's just keeping traction, and he's going to get that back to pits by the looks of it. That would be absolutely crazy if he can do so. He's going to try, it looks like, possibly cut across, so he's on the inside for where pit lane is, but he's still trying to get that car back to pit lane. Fair play to him for sticking it out when a lot of people would have retired by now and just got and chucked the towel in. He knows if you finish, you're going to get points, and that's what he's trying to do. Alan Kay still trying to chase Maze down. Maze looks like he's got the better of him at the moment. Sean's dropped off the back. Jazza catching up. Ironics has ran wide there. In fact, sorry, McKinnon for you's ran wide. Back onto the track there, and that's going to allow Jazza a chance. The bomb hole is not an overtaking opportunity, so he wanted to back out of that one pretty quickly. He manages to hold on for now. You can see Ben there in the background. He's got himself from Chapman up to Corum. He's done very well to get that car rolling. As these two fighting over third. Oh, Jazza just decides to take much more of the curb than what McKinda for you did. Gero's not far off the back of this either, so we come down, start and finish straight. The rain, it would seem, has now fully stopped. What we'll do is we'll jump on board with Gero because we've got no spray there, and yet that rain has stopped, so we are now into the drying up conditions. Where it is Ben, oh, the side of Corum's not playing too nice to him. He's taking it as easy as he can do. Alan Kay comes through in his battle with Maze. That is Jazza running wide there out of Chapman, really pushing it. Can he close back up? Can he calm down to close back up? Would probably be a good scenario. Pushing it a wee bit, trying to get much, you know, push too hard sometimes maybe. It's a greasy track, it's obviously the curbs are going to be tricky. He's not running any assists, so needs to be helpful. Man of Steel, props to Ben for the determination. I totally agree with that. There he is, he's managed to get it back up to about 26 clicks. He's nearly round Corum. He's trying everything he can to get that car back to pit lane, as Maze has been passed by Alan Kay there into Wilson's. So we just missed that one. Gero's now onto the back of Jazza. Can Maze do anything to get back past Alan Kay? That is a move. The Irishman puts him up into 7th place as he come through Brundles and into Nelson. You can see Maximus just ahead as well. Maze was closing up pretty close to a car for Nelson, but not close enough. Back to Ben, watch. He's now on the pit lane side and he's nearly home. Unbelievable. That's the pit lane there, look. That is pit lane. He's nearly at pit lane now with 3 wheels, only 1 rear wheel. He's nearly there, he just needs to get it to his pit stall now. Hopefully it's not too far down the road. And he has made it back to pit lane. You won't need to worry about the speed limiter because he's not going to get up to pit lane speed, that's for sure. He's now actually going quicker through here than he has at any other point in the track. But he has made it back to pit lane, minus his his left rear wheel, and props to him for doing so. Sean right behind Maze. Alan Kay's catching up to Maximus. Gero catching up to Jazza. Well done to Ben for getting back to pit lane. He's going to finish in 10th. He'll probably try and see if he can get himself the fastest lap maybe towards the end of the race, pick up that bonus point. But by finishing the race he'll gain points as long as he makes it get to the finish. Here goes Sean on Maze into Brundle, and he's got the move done. Maze gives him the space, plasters into pit lane, and Sean through on Maze. Alan Kay's trying to catch up to Maximus. Here's Gero meanwhile, still chasing down Jazza. He's now right in the slipstream of the 18 car. What can the 22 do? Coming down the Bentley straight towards Brundle. Does he fancy his chances going into the left-hander, or does he fancy trying to get by through Nelson's, or does he follow on through? Probably be the best thing to do, follow through. That is McKinda for you, struggling as Jazza hits that massive sausage curb on the inside. Plaster in pit lane, try and see what tyres is that. Still the wet tyres, so he's not gone for anything drastic at the moment. And he's trying to catch up to Sean. Alan Kay still trying to catch Maximus. Jaro, Jazza and McKinda for you still chasing each other down as well. Half the race already done now, 16 minutes to go. Here it is round number 2 of the Project Cars 2 Formula C League here on TTTV. Do you want to get involved, give me a shout. You can maybe see you here next week for round number 3. It'd be interesting to see. I'm trying to remember what is the calendar for next week actually. That would be a pretty helpful thing to know. Where are we? Can't remember it off the top of my head because I'm absolutely terrible. Here we go. So next week we go to Silverstone for the international circuit. So that is the start and finish straight for the Grand Prix circuit. As Jero's managed to get himself past Jazza there, as I was too busy looking at the phone. He's managed to make the move done as Jazza drops down to 5th place. But the International takes in the start and finish straight for the Grand Prix circuit, and instead of taking the left-hander to go down the Wellington straight, it heads straight for the Hangar straight across the way. It's a very short, fast, quick track next week for the Silverstone International. If you want to get involved, give us a shout. We could see you here on TTTV, possibly doing what this man's been doing. He's about to lap. He's lapped up to 6th place at the moment, and he's not too far off at lapping 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd. He's within distance of them, which is absolutely incredible. Jazza meanwhile fancy Jero's struggling there maybe, just trying, he's going to be a brave man into Richie's, and he's nearly lost it. Managed to hold it. That was nearly a big mistake there from Jazza. No assists, Cardis deciding to snap on him, and there is Crusher Bro coming up to lap. Ben still in pit lane. It is obviously lengthy repairs. Lyronics has been in and made a pit stop as well. No, sorry, that was during the qualifying session. I do apologise. Lyronics is still there on track. Now you can see, look, down that back straight, there was no spray. No spray down the back straight there at all, as Jazza gets out of the way off the race leader. And you can see certain parts where there's no spray, and then when there is, look, there's no spray as they come through Coram. So it's getting drier, but it's still not there yet. Anyone chancing their luck onto dries at the moment would be a very brave man. You can see down the front straight, no spray at all down that racing line. A little bit of a puddle there, now a little bit as you come into the braking zone for Richie's, but that is it. Oh, Gero's got McKinda you there. McKinda you made a mistake. They've got the race leader behind. That is someone off the track as well. Someone off track. McKinda you up the order. Who is that off track? Is that Ben staying out of the way? I think it is. Race leader goes through and passes. It was Ben just keeping out of the way. McKinda for you has now got a race leader about to lap him. 3rd place is now a lap down in this race. It just shows you the pace that Crusher Bro's got. And they're 2nd. He's about to be a lap ahead of the field in what has been a pretty dominating performance. You fancy knocking him off his perch? Come join us. Lovely to see you along. Gero's got a great run on McKinda for you. You still remember that overtake that McKinda for you did last week at Alton Park into turn 1 at the start of the race. Gero was on pole position. You can see there, a little bit of lock up, kind of you wide, and that's allowed Gero through. And Gero is through and into third position. McKindy now dropping into the clutches of Jazza. Jazza's not too far off the back, he's got a great bit of overspeed. But he's not going to be close enough. So Spray gets kicked up here into the second part. Off the centre straight. Not able to do anything. That's Sean, he's got Alan Kay ahead. That's Plaster in behind, but he's got a lap or two down. And Sean's going to try into the bomb hole. That is a brave move, but Alan Kay's got much the better line through there. Can Sean get past it all? He's going to have to back out through Coram and try again, maybe down the centre straight. And you can see certain parts of the track are bone dry already, and certain parts of the track are still absolutely soaking wet. So there's still a tricky scenario. Gero's made his way through, as we know. Jazza running wide there on trying to make a move. Kind of for you again off the track, needs to calm it down a little bit. He's got Ben in behind him, the man he took out, and Mays is into pit lane now. Has he decided to go for a change of tyres? It looks like it's wet still on board. He is underway again, maybe. There he goes. So Mays on his way one more time. Sean still trying to chase down Alan. There you can see him up ahead. On the brakes. You can see the wet bit just makes it a lot trickier as well. That kinda for you. Trying to chase down Gero. You see just how dry it is at certain parts down the Bentley Straight. It's pretty much, apart from a few puddles, it is almost bone dry down there. Sean still chasing down Alan. This man leads the race by a full lap. It has been a dominating performance. Still 10 minutes to go now. Still got everybody needing to make their pit stops. Of course, it is a mandatory stop to be made. The fastest lap of the race, and that is Plaster into pit lane now. Does he fancy maybe going for the dry tyres? He's actually heading back out. Thought he just came in there, so we'll just see. We've jumped onto the roof camera. No, he's still got the wet weather tyres on at the moment, so no change yet. Oh, he's caught McKinda for you there at the wrong point coming out of pit lane. But he's managed to get by there. Jazza's got by as well. It's allowed Jazza a chance to close by. Oh, goodness me. Jazza really late in the brakes here, made a complete mistake. Lucky not to collect the back of McKinda for you. It was nearly a huge accident. Ben's going to unlap himself on the guy that caught him earlier on. Matt Steele in the chat saying the laps are sharpening up. Jazza should change tyres and fix the damage he could have. That wouldn't be too bad a shout, actually, in my opinion. He needs to calm down a little bit, pushing it a little bit too much. McKinda for you catching the grass there. Jazza catching it as well. Ben's off. Maximus having a quiet race, but 6th position. You'll be happy with that at the moment. Sean's managed to get himself past Alan Kay for 7th. And Gero trying to catch up to Ironics and catching them pretty quickly. So we've got 8.5 minutes to go, and apart from Plaster and Ben, I think they're the only two that have made pit stops. So we've still got a lot of pit stops to see yet before the end of this race. And of course, if someone forgets to pit, it's an instant disqualification. So hopefully everyone's remembered the rules. McKinda for you's in. Oh, he's got damage and 3 wheels. 3 wheels on that car. He's obviously not had far to go, and it's a front wheel, which is at least manageable. Now surely he's going to put some slick tyres on, you'd think. Set Avon's come off, another set go on. It's wets again. Wonder if it's just not changed for him in the settings, but he's off and lost a wheel somewhere. That's another car minus a wheel during this weekend of action. He's now in the pit lane. That's his stop out of the way. Gero, meanwhile, fancies a chance at trying to go by Lyronix, who's had a quiet race since that incident with Ben and Jazza dropped. Then right away, Gero's got much better speed out of the corner, and Lyronix has gone for pit lane. So Lyronix into pit lane. Let's see what he puts on. Let's see if he changes tyres. Hopefully it'll actually show us as his change of tyres. He stops in his pit stall now, and that is slick tyres, so that is slicks going on to that car, I believe, possibly, or are they at all? Still in the pits, still wets on at the moment. Jazz is into pit lane, having to sneak his way around everyone else. But kinda for you, back underway. Plaster's been back in again. So Lyronic's back out now. It looks like wet tyres, but of course the game might be showing us that, and it could be slicks. I've got no way of knowing, unfortunately. It's got to be slicks. You'd imagine it has to be slick tyres at this point in the race. A lot of the track is now dry, and you would imagine it is slick tyres on the cars. You can see the tread pattern though on them when you go on board. We'll just run through them all. So we know the race leader's on wets, he's not patty jet. Same with Gero, he's now in second. Lyronix in third. You can see the way he's steering, makes you think maybe he is on the slick tyres. Hard to tell. Jazz's looks like wet, so does Maximus, Sean's, Alan K. Everybody's looks like they're on wet tyres. That was Maze there on his. So hard to tell if they are actually onto slicks or not. Plaster with a red against him, so he's picked up a 10-second time penalty for somewhere. Ben into pit lane. At least he's not had to drag a free-wheeled car back for about 10 minutes this time round. Can we maybe see if slick tyres are going to go on? It's definitely a change of tyre, maybe not. Joys of the pit crew animations, it's hard to tell if they're actually changing the tyres or not. Gero's in second, 5 minutes to go. Crusher Bro, Jezza. They've not pitted yet. Maximus I don't think is pitted either. I'm not sure about Sean and Alan Kay, but the top two definitely have not made a pit stop yet, and they've only got 5 minutes left to do it, and they need to do it before the final lap as well. Crusher Bro, he is now into pit lane, and he is the first pit stall basically, right? In fact, no, he's not, he's just taking the shortcut through, stops on his marks, and changed tyres, possibly again with the pit crew animations, hard to tell. That's Alan Kay into pit lane. Crusher Bro has to wait there until the Irishman comes through. It's definitely got to be slick tyres. We might not be seeing the animations on screen, but it's definitely slick tyres are going on to. It's got to be absolute insanity if it wasn't in this conditions, because it is pretty much bone dry. 25 laps in, and Crusher Bro back out. Gero's in second place, but got his lap back, but that'll change shortly obviously. Sean trying to catch up to Maximus. I think we're just going to have to wait for the end of the race, because it's not showing us if it's slick tyres or wet tyres these guys are on, but it is absolutely bone dry out there now. Oh, Maximus has gone very, very wide there into the final corner. That's going to allow Sean through. He's going to need to be careful coming back. He does so, and he's going to head for lane as well as Sean moves up into 5th position. Alan Kay trying to chase down Maze. These two have always been pretty close on track, and it continues to be so. Watch the lap times, I think, is probably our best indication. As Ben goes wide to allow Crusher through. In fact, that wasn't Crusher, sorry, that would have been Jazza. Lapping Ben, or Ben actually getting his lap back off of Jazza this time by actually. So keep an eye on the lap times. Gero into pit lane, the Spaniard in from second. Again, the pit crew drop down to do the work and then don't change anything, so it's got to be, I'm sure, a change to slick tyres. And he is back underway, pretty quick, slick stuff there from the Spaniards pit crew. Alan Kay trying to chase down on Maze. Here comes Lyronix. We're going to jump on board with the 59 car. Where is Gero? There he is up ahead actually. He's just going through. He's got Alan Kay and Maze fighting. Alan Kay's managed to get through actually during that incidents and ongoings. To come into Wilson's and through Chapman. Gero's obviously a lap ahead. Maze Sticks behind, he's trying to battle, obviously. He's in a fight for position here with Alan. Gero's trying to lap them. He's going to get the inside of Maze, at least Maze is surely aware he's there, he is. He's going to try and follow Gero through, maybe? Alan goes wide, that's going to allow Maze the chance to go through. He's going to sweep round the outside, and opportunistic there from Maze. Got the move done up to 7th position, it was very opportunistic. Use the lead runner, the car lapping them, of Gero, to just follow through and gain a position there on Alan. Very cleverly done. And that is him now up into 7th place again, having lost that just a lap or two ago. And look at the lap times, they're definitely coming down. This Crusher Bro set at 1 minute 12.2 on his last lap. McKenna for you 14.5. Go across the line with Maze. It's an 18.8, so they've got to be on slicks now, absolutely. We're starting to see much more representative lap times for dry conditions. Couple of puddles still out there, we're making it tricky. A minute and a half to go, and this is the closest battle on the track at the moment between Alan Kay and Maze. Maze having got the place back from the Irishman. Cockpit camera, you see going through the puddle. You see just how it pulls the car to the right there as they go through that puddled section. Completely dry the rest of the way down the Bentley straight. A little bit of water here though in the braking zone for Nelson, and Alan's run just a tad wide there. Keeps it in 3rd gear to minimise the wheel spin. Touch of water coming out of the bomb hole. Final minute of the race. We'll jump to the race leader in a moment. Zero. See where he is on track at the moment. He's just coming round down the Bentley straight, so this could actually be the last lap because he could slow down and cross the line after it hits 0. So joined the league during the week. Yeah, a wee message from Crusher Bro during the week wanting to join. He's joined in, won the sprint race, took pole position, took the fastest lap of the sprint race. He's going to take the fastest lap here as well by the looks of it, and this is pretty much as dominating a performance as you can see from anybody in any kind of racing league across any series. The timer counts down to 0. Crusher Bro comes out of the final corner for what will be the final time, and it is a total grand slam domination from Crusher Bro. He crosses the line, heads to the pit wall, and he wins the feature race as well. A brilliant performance from him. McKinda for you's dropped down the order, however, further back as Maze and Alan Kay are having a fight along with him as well. And McKinda for you trying to get through. He's going to sneak up the inside. Gero's going to take second. McKinda for you sneaks by Alan through Coram. That's not an overtaking opportunity. Can he get Maze into the final corner? It'll be a late lunge if he did do. He's probably going to be better trying to just speed by. Unable to do so. So Maze is going to hold on. Gero takes second. Maze is going to cross the line, but it looks it for 7th. McKinda you will hold on for 8th. Alan Kay in 9th. Lyronix takes 3rd position. Jazz is going to come across and take 4th in what's been a very eventful race for him as he decides to do more grass cutting. He'll be asking the Snetterton staff for some wages for the amount of times he's been on the grass today. He needs to calm down in my opinion a little bit. Quick driver, just pushing too hard, but 4th place, still a good result. Sean comes across in 5th, having retired in the first race. He'll be happy with that. Maximus has already finished in 6th. Mace 7th, McKinda you in 8th, Alan Kay 9th, Plaster 10th, and Ben, after having 3 wheels in his wagons, decided, you know what, nobody's around, everyone's crossed the line, I'm going to reverse across the line. Most leagues would frown upon that, but you know what, considering the race he's had, I'll let it be, it's fine. I'll let him be, he's had one of those races. But there you go, it is a race victory for the Norwegian Crusher Bro, and that is sprint race, feature race, 2 fastest laps, and pole position, a complete grand slam of round number 2. Gero takes second with a good result there from the Spaniard, but a lap down. Lyronix in 3rd, 4th for Jazza, 5th for Sean, Maximus in 6th, 2 laps down. Maze takes 7th with McKinda you right behind in 8th for the Slovakian. 9th place for the Irishman Alan Kay, 10th for Plaster. It says Ben did not finish, but he did. He is getting the points for 11th because he was on the track. It was because the timer ran out, and I know about that, so that's fine. He has points for 11th. What a good lot of racing there, but what a dominating performance from the Crusher Bro. Already into the chat there. Brilliant stuff. Man of Steel, Jazzer alone, more man indeed. I think he'll be asking for wages off of Snetterton for the amount of grass that he's cut here this evening. But another good lot of racing here tonight on week number 2 for the Formula C League. That does bring an end to proceedings for the season. And watch this evening. Thank you to the likes of Anna Steele, Spag and Chips at the start, and even the drivers as well who dropped in during the stream when they weren't racing during qualifying. Thank you everyone joining in the chat. As I say during it, if you do want to get involved, give me a shout. You can still be involved. There's still a space or 2 available because there's the ability for 16 cars, and even if we get 16 each week, I still need a couple of reserves, so there's still spaces available if you want to join. Give me a shout, Andy81287, and you can find me on Twitter, or you can find the league on Twitter at TT_PCars as well. Before we go, though, tomorrow night on TTTV should have TTL F2, 2 races. You'll have Jack and I can't remember who it is, so I keep getting it wrong every time, but it should be commentary tomorrow from 8 o'clock, and then TTL F1 is back on Tuesday and Thursday evening with Kieran McGinley. Season 14 is underway. We've had the first round in Melbourne, and that is already gone, so we've got Bahrain and China on Tuesday and Thursday. Then I'm back on TTTV next Friday for TTFL. Round number 2 will be the Chinese Grand Prix, all times starting at 8 o'clock UK time. And if you don't want to miss it, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well. It's been fantastic to have you along for the ride this evening. But that's it from me. My name is Andy. From myself, from all the drivers, from everyone involved with TTTV and TT Gaming, thank you very much. And until next time, I'll see you again soon. Take care. Ta-ra.